Good evening, Wes Grand. I just wanted to reach out and give you an update and share some information with you regarding the transition to remote learning for our K-8 school, which began today. I want to start by saying thank you for the countless many of you who have reached out to us and being so understanding and patient, giving us some grace. I know there are some of you who are angry, and hey, you have every right to be. I said it last week, and I'll say it again. And you know what? Just like last week, I'm angry too. I don't want this happening, but it's where we are. And I'll talk a little bit about, again, decision-making process, what transpired yesterday, actually what has transpired today, and then also share some other information with you, some helpful links, and those types of things in the body of this video. So the current state, we are at the point where we're basically in a district outbreak. We know that yesterday we had a positive test that was connected to an adult here in the building who has contact with almost everybody. And that impact really, it put in quarantine all but 3 of the K-8 teachers. Yeah, we could probably try to look for subs, but we don't have 25 substitutes. We have to make sure that we're able to educate kids safely in the schools. And it's not just spread a virus, but being able to make sure that there's an adult in every classroom. And we just flat don't have the personnel right now to be able to do that with that many people, that many adults that had to go into quarantine. So, and it wasn't even just teachers. It was also some of our support staff, those types of things. So I think there's a very, very, very small number of people in the K-8 building right now that are not, as adults, that are not in quarantine. We found out today 2 more positive tests for adults that are attached to the district. And we know we have a number of kids that parents have let us know that they're going in for testing and that they're concerned about that too. So I'll be honest with you right now, we got to get healthy. This is certainly different than last year at Thanksgiving with rhinovirus, but this is maybe an opportunity for us to all take a step back and get healthy. I'm gonna talk in a few minutes about some information that I would like to get from all of you, that the board would like to get from all of you. That's going to actually kind of connect back to that. So in the meantime, I will tell you, related to the case count, in the body of the parent square, there is a link that will take you to the Grand County COVID-19 data dashboard. If you haven't taken a look at that, definitely take a look at it. There has been a significant increase in the number of cases, and a very significant increase in the number of quarantines and isolation orders that are currently active. Over 500 active currently in the county, and I think it's going to continue to grow. So take a look at that, because I think it's important information that we're all looking at as residents here in Grant County. I want to touch back again on just the decision-making process. I know I talked about it last week, but I'm going to talk about it again. We talked about it at the beginning of the school year of how this would work. Grand County Public Health does not close our schools, just like West Grand School District does not put people in quarantine. That is not our job, and closing schools is not their job. When we transition to remote learning, we do so simply because of staff. If we don't have enough people to put in front of our kids and to safely educate our kids in the building, then that's what we have to do. I'll be perfectly honest with you. We want our kids in our schools, in front of our teachers. That is the best thing for our kids, and it is the best thing for our adults. But right now, the case count in our community is impacting our schools, just like it's impacting other businesses in our community. And, Grand County Public Health has to follow the guidelines and the laws. I've attached those again so that what happens to the close contacts document is attached to this parent square. If you haven't taken a look at it, please do. We don't have the luxury of just saying we're not going to follow that. Right? We just flat don't. We have to follow the guidance, and we have to follow the laws. So I've put that in there again to just help you, take a look at that and see, when this happens, this is where it goes. So I just want to be as transparent as possible so that everybody knows how the decisions get made. Had a very long conversation with the board last night. Our leadership team did with the board members regarding what do we do next? What are the next logical steps for us? The plan we put in place, heck, we got 12 weeks of uninterrupted in-person learning in the K-8 school. And for 12 weeks, yes, we've had 3 events at the high school that led to some quarantining and to 2 remote learning events. But we still had a lot of in-person learning at the high school. So we feel like the plan still is solid. But now we're looking at it and saying, what might we consider to potentially reduce the impact on the number of quarantines when there's a positive case? So I'll be sending an email to you. It'll go through Parent Square. I'm going to send you a survey, and I'll be putting that together tomorrow. I'll probably send it on Friday. I kind of want some of the emotion connected to all of this to dissipate. And honestly, even for me in writing the survey, I need to let some of the emotion dissipate. But we want to know, the board, myself, our leadership team, and we're asking this of our staffily too. What are your ideas? What are your preferences? Do you want to come back on November 30th to in-person learning, or do you want us to consider staying out until Christmas? Do you want us to consider staying out until the end of the first semester, which is 2 weeks after Christmas? Now, please understand, I am not advocating for that. We want to be in person. I say that again. We want to be in person. But is that safe right now? Is that the best decision? We want to know from the community, what are your feelings? I think we have some of the community who, man, we really should stay distance learning. Let's get the virus under control. Let's get people healthy. And then we have people, no, get the school open right away, get our kids back in there, and certainly some people who are in between. So we need to hear from all of you, not just the vocal group who want to jump on Facebook all the time. We'll hear from you too, but we got to hear from everybody now. I mean, we got to really hear it from all of you. What are you thinking right now? Because we have to represent all of you. Okay, so on to just a couple of logistical things. So we started with food service pickup today. We had quite a few of you come and pick up meals today. That's going to be 2 days worth of meals when you come and pick up. So today should have been 2 breakfasts and 2 lunches. We'll do that again on Monday, and we'll do it again next Wednesday. And then wherever it goes from there, we'll kind of look at it appropriately from there. Hopefully, that's all that we have to do right now for food pickup. Next Monday and Wednesday, we will also have a couple of locations where, like we did in the spring, we will load up the bags and go out in the district suburbans. We will be looking at the responses we got today from folks who reached out and said they needed meals, to identify where are the best places for us to kind of have those remote pickup areas. If you live in town, we're gonna continue to use the K-8 front driveway as the pickup area for in-town meals. But we are looking at, how do we support those of you who live outside of the town limits and would be normally coming in on one of our 3 bus routes. So that information will be coming out probably tomorrow, and we would ask that those of you who are out of town are emailing us at info@wgsd.us. It's in the body of the Parent Square, to let us know for out of town that you need meals and how many. That'll help us kind of get things prepared, and it'll make it a little bit easier on Chris Smith and her staff in nutrition services. Technology. I heard from a couple of people today that maybe they were having some issues with their Chromebooks. If you need support with your Chromebook, you're going to email techsupport@wgsd.us. Again, it's in the body of the Parent Square. That way you have it available to you. That will go to Jimmy and Dylan, and they will try to do everything they can to support you remotely. K through 2, you should be hearing from the K through 2 teachers here pretty quick, if you haven't already, about the steps that they're going to take over the next week and a half to keep our kinders, first and seconds, learning and enjoying and staying connected to school. At this point, I guess the last thing that I want to say is the last week has been really hard on all of us. And it stinks. We're not happy about it. But the only way we're going to get through this is if we can all come together. We've got to support each other. We've got to understand each other's positions. We've got to be willing to listen. That comes from us, but we also need that from you. I appreciate everything that everybody is doing. I'm really grateful for the faculty here at West Grand. They have absolutely busted their tails for kids, and I love each and every one of them for it. I thank you again for the words of encouragement, for the words of support, and even for some of the criticism. Okay? We know we can always get better. But in order to do that, we have to focus on solutions, not on blame. So let's keep working together. We are West Grand strong. We can do this. I'll keep you updated every week. And let's just keep on keeping on. Thanks for listening to me.